All right.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to TUTV. My name's Jack.
I'm Joseph.
And it's cold. It's cold.
It is really cold out. This is unexpected weather for Tulsa. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I almost bit it like 3 times walking to the ACAC the other day, like on curbs that were frozen over and that kind of stuff. I'm scared to drive because like I don't want to, start sliding Tokyo Drift style 50 miles per hour down the highway, trying to get to class. So it's scary, man. How's it treating you?
So far so good. I haven't bitten it at all, but I do have a pet peeve. So I've been walking around campus the last 2 days, and listen, I'm gonna caveat. I'm gonna throw this out there as like a disclaimer, guys. I don't know what girls want. I'm single. If I knew what girls want, I probably wouldn't be single. But guess what? Here's the deal. It's 18 degrees outside. It's 18 degrees. Why are you wearing shorts? No one is impressed. No one is walking going, look at that guy. His legs don't get cold. That's amazing. I bet he's just the coolest guy.
You're right.
Sorry, it's just ridiculous. Wear some pants. You're making me cold.
Yeah, no, it's insane. It's insane because like I've never heard one person say shorts look good. Never, ever. And they go out of their way to wear them when it's uncomfortable, when it's cold. You're doing too much. Like, come on. It's like they don't.
It's like you think you're macho or something. Like, oh, bro, my legs don't get cold.
My hairy calves don't feel anything. Like, wow, congrats, bro.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of the show, y'all. We'll get back to you in a little bit.
Hello, and welcome back to TUTV News. I'm Christina.
And I'm Wes. Let's dive right into the stories for today.
In an interview with CBS Nightly News, President Biden said that he does not think former President Trump should continue to receive classified intelligence briefings. The interview was the first of Biden's term as president. Biden questioned the value in Trump receiving briefings and expressed concern at Trump's, quote, erratic behavior unrelated to the insurrection, end quote. Up until this point, former presidents have been able to request and receive classified information upon review from the intelligence community. Biden's remarks do not appear to be linked to any upcoming policy changes as of this time.
Over the weekend, a group of inmates at a St. Louis jail incited a riot over concerns about the current COVID-19 restrictions in place at the prison. Law enforcement officers worked for hours to contain the riot, which included the destruction of furniture, windows, and other property. The pandemic has made regular family visits to the inmates impossible, and court cases haven't been discussed in recent weeks. Though one of the responding officers was injured and treated at a nearby hospital, none of the detainees were hurt.
Late last Friday night, California Supreme Court ruled to begin letting churches hold in-person services again. The ruling was a controversial one, with each of the 4 conservative judges filing a different opinion. The conclusion that was reached is set to allow in-person worship within church walls, but is said to prohibit singing and chanting during worship, in an attempt to lower the risk of transmitting COVID-19. This ruling included a signed opinion from Justice Amy Coney Barrett, her first since replacing the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg back in September.
The U.S. Department of Transportation will give Zion National Park a $33 million grant to replace its current bus fleet with hybrid battery electric powered buses. Over the next several years, the old buses will be phased out and replaced with the new versions in an attempt to lower Utah's emissions rates. These efforts in Utah echo a similar decision by California Governor Gavin Newsom, who declared last October that California will begin phasing out gas-powered cars in favor of electric cars. The plan is for all new cars and trucks sold in California to be zero-emission vehicles by the year 2035.
Super Bowl Sunday was a much more costly venture than usual for most Americans this past weekend due to a nationwide chicken shortage. Major suppliers have faced a consistently higher than usual demand for chicken wings over the last few months due to declining numbers of people going out to eat. This higher demand, paired with the lower number of people working in factories due to the pandemic, means that there is more demand than supply for chicken wings across America. According to numbers from the National Chicken Council, wing sales as well as prices have gone up.
Those are our stories for this week.
Yeah,
Um,
the chicken, man. I can't believe that we have a chicken shortage right now. That's shocking to me.
yeah, I think the number of chickens in the world is something like 6 or 7 chickens for every human being, and yet it's still not enough to quench the American appetite, I guess.
I did not know that that was an actual fact. 6 or 7 per person.
Yeah, I think there's something like 35 billion chickens in the world.
That's insane. How are we short on chickens?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. I'm Christina.
I'm Wes. Thanks for tuning in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the interview. Today, I am interviewing Lorraine Arthur-Mensah. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited about this conversation.
I am as well. Can you give us just a little bit of a background about yourself? Where are you from? What is your job and all of that?
Yeah, so I am a project director with Local Projects. It's an exhibit design firm based in New York City. I am originally from Washington, D.C., and I've been in New York now almost 8 years. So really excited about the work that we've been doing at Local Projects, and happy to talk to you about it.
That is awesome. Can you explain what Local Projects is?
Yeah, so we are an exhibit design firm, and we like to call ourselves, though, an experience design firm because we really focus on creating engaging, meaningful experiences for people, whether that be in cultural institutions like museums or corporate settings like Target. We are really focused on creating experiences that tell stories and meaningful stories. And so, yeah, we create those experiences.
That is awesome. Can you explain what Greenwood Rising is and what its goal is?
Yeah, so Greenwood Rising is a project that is near and dear to my heart. It is an experience center, history center, space in the heart of Tulsa's Greenwood district that really is meant to tell the story and honor the history of what is known as Black Wall Street and the community that built it, the community that's there, and talk a bit about all the different events and things that have happened along history in that community. One namely being the massacre of 1921. But there are a lot of other events that have happened in that community that we talk about and focus on.
That is amazing. What are some unique interest exhibits that will be happening in Greenwood Rising?
Yeah, so, the experience tells kind of the story from its founding and then kind of moves up to today, and gives space for people to engage in dialogue and talk about, what is happening in the nation today and how this history is relevant. I think there are a couple of experiences or exhibits that are really close to my heart. One is the barbershop, which is a recreated barbershop setting that transports people back into time, into a barbershop setting prior to like in the 1910s. And so it's really giving you a communal feeling, giving you a sense of like what the community was like at that time. Additionally, there is another experience called the Systems of Anti-Blackness. And it's really an educational space that gives context and helps people understand the systems of oppression in this nation, and how that has impacted the African American community. So.
That's amazing. I love how there's the interaction from the barbershop.
Yeah,
exhibit.
absolutely. There are a lot of spaces where you feel immersed in this space, and that was the whole goal, right? It's really to get the visitor to tap into their emotion in this space and really feel immersed in the setting.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Why did you guys decide on the name Greenwood Rising?
Yeah. So we went through a lot of different names, and I think Greenwood Rising really signifies the resilience of the community, right? It talks about kind of rising from the ashes. So we really focus on the resilience of this community and how throughout time, no matter what obstacles may have been thrown their way, this community has found ways to rise above that. And they are in the midst of kind of redevelopment and a lot of energy in the Greenwood community right now. And so they're in a space of rising now as well. So it seems to fit really well.
I love that so much. Why is it located, or where is it located?
Yeah, so it's right at the entrance of the Greenwood district. And it's in that space because that's kind of an iconic location in the Greenwood district. It was like the entry to Black Wall Street. And so it's really important that it's kind of juxtaposed in that intersection right at the entry of the Greenwood district.
That is awesome. Were there any obstacles or challenges you guys had when you guys were designing this project?
Yeah, I mean, the creative process is an interesting one. There are always going to be challenges and things to resolve, and that's actually the interesting part of the process. I think, we've really tried, and we are working in collaboration with the Tulsa Race Massacre Centennial Commission, who have been awesome partners in this, but really trying to elevate the stories of the people in the community, and allowing the stories to be the lead and not just design for design's sake, right? We're designers, but we want to design in support of the story. And so finding a way to really balance between, how to tell the story in the most meaningful and truthful way, right? But allowing the design process to support that, I think, has been an interesting challenge for us. Another thing is that, I don't see it as an obstacle at all. I think, there have been different views in the community about what the space should be, what story that should tell. And so really being clear with our team that we need to engage with the community to help tell the story and not be the ones coming in to say, this is the story that needs to be told. No, we need to go to the community, figure out what stories they want to tell, figure out how they want to tell the story, and then determine how to support that process as well. So yeah, those have been challenges and things that we've kind of worked through as this process has been going on. I mean, by the time it opened, we would have been doing work on this project for about 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
When will this be open to the public?
June 2021. It's slated this summer.
That
On the anniversary of the race massacre.
That just seems so impactful too, with it just educating more and about the race massacre. I think that's just such a great connection.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And where can people find updates about Greenwood Rising?
Yeah, so on the website, tulsa2021.org is where you can get interesting updates about the building going up. They're in the middle of construction, so you can see kind of progress there, and you can get information about programming and things like that as well.
Amazing. Thank you again so much for being here on the interview. I cannot wait to see this project. I can't wait for the Tulsa community to see this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we are now going to head back to the rest of the episode. Thank you so much.
Take care. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ethan. Welcome back to TUTV Sports. And I'm Catherine. Let's jump right into the episode.
The highly anticipated Super Bowl matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers resulted in the Buccaneers' first Super Bowl win in franchise history. The Chiefs struck first with the field goal, but after the Bucs defense held its ground, only allowing the Chiefs to score 9 points over the course of the entire game. Tom Brady threw for 201 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, leading the Bucs to a 31-9 victory over the Chiefs. Tom Brady was declared the MVP of the Super Bowl, and with 7 Super Bowl rings, becomes tied for the most rings won by a quarterback in NFL history. In his MVP speech, he thanked his teammates in the city of Tampa Bay for welcoming him and added that he looks forward to what's to come.
Spring training is swiftly approaching, and this MLB offseason has been full of excitement. The Toronto Blue Jays surprised analysts by making a lot of moves this offseason, even signing some bigger name players like outfielder George Springer and shortstop Micah Samium. The San Diego Padres signed Ha-seong Kim, a former player in the Korean baseball organization. Kim played last season with the Kiwoom Heroes and batted .306 with 30 home runs and 109 RBIs. As the season swiftly approaches, many teams are looking for last-minute additions to their teams to strengthen them in any way they can.
The TU men's basketball team had 2 games last week, facing off against SMU and UCF. TU played SMU last Wednesday and narrowly lost 65-63. Curtis Haywood II led the Golden Hurricane in scoring that game with 15 points, while Elijah Joyner led the team in assists with 3. After that disappointing loss Wednesday, Golden Hurricane hosted UCF this past Saturday. The team played well against the Knights, but eventually lost by a score of 65-58. Elijah Joyner led the TU in scoring that game with 14 points and 5 assists. TU will continue their homestand and play against Tulane this coming Wednesday, so be sure to tune in and support your Golden Hurricane.
The TU women's basketball team was scheduled to play 2 games this past week, one against Houston and the other against SMU. They played Houston this past Wednesday and lost a well-played game 64-56. Rebecca Lescay led the Golden Hurricane in scoring the game with 19 points, and Yvette Mabry led the team in assists with 4. TU was scheduled to play SMU this past Saturday, but the game was cancelled. This is the 6th game that the women's basketball team has been scheduled to play that has been cancelled this season. This interference in their rhythm hurts their ability to build chemistry as a team, putting them at a competitive disadvantage. Their next game is scheduled for this Saturday at Tulane.
The NFL season left as quickly as it arrived, and there are already a lot of moves being made throughout the NFL. After a disappointing postseason, the Los Angeles Rams traded quarterback Jared Goff and future draft picks for Detroit Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford. This is a move that leaves a lot of NFL fans blindsided because this was not a trade many fans expected. Matthew Stafford played 12 seasons with the Detroit Lions and was selected to play in the Pro Bowl 1 time, alongside 3 playoff game appearances. According to multiple sources, Stafford's presence in LA has attracted other players to reach out and potentially sign this offseason with the Rams. Stay tuned into TUTV Sports for more updates on this story. So did you watch the Super Bowl this Sunday?
Yes, I did. I went to my friend's apartment and we watched with lots of food. I must say I don't understand football so much, but I'm getting more into it.
Yeah, I grew up in Oklahoma, so football is just kind of like baked in my entire past. So it was a thing I grew up with. But yeah, it was kind of a boring Super Bowl. It felt like it wasn't as exciting as some of the other ones. But I don't know. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so the past decade has been pretty rough, especially since a lot of people thought we'd make the Super Bowl this year, but this was definitely not our year at all. So
there's always next year.
Yeah, I keep saying it every year, but hopefully next year.
Definitely next year.
That's all the time we have for today. We'll see you next episode.
Welcome back to TUTV Entertainment. I'm Reagan.
And I'm David, and let's just get right into the news.
Academy Award winner actor Christopher Plummer passed away late last week at the age of 91. His career spanned over 7 decades and included notable roles in the theater, film, and television industries. Plummer's most notable films include the legendary 1965 film The Sound of Music, 2019's murder mystery Knives Out, and many more. He was also known for being a prolific Shakespearean actor on the stage. Plummer received critical acclaim throughout his life as one of the few actors to receive the Triple Crown of acting. This term describes an actor who has won an Academy Award, Tony Award, and Emmy Award in the acting categories.
PBS is airing a documentary on the Tulsa Race Massacre titled Tulsa, the Fire and the Forgotten. The documentary focuses on the present-day efforts to remember the lives lost during the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre and the reparations from the city. It also examines the state of racial tensions across the United States leading up to the one-year anniversary of the killing of George Floyd. The documentary will premiere on the day of the massacre's 100th anniversary, Monday, May 31st. It will be aired on the PBS channel, as well as available to stream on the PBS website and app.
Tulsa shot film Minari will finally be available to stream as of this Friday, February 12th. A24, the film's distribution company, announced last week via Twitter that it has launched a website for virtual screenings of its films. The A24 screening room allows viewers to stream the company's upcoming films from the safety of their home. The first film listed is Minari, the 2020 family drama that was filmed in Tulsa in 2019. Minari tells the story of a Korean American family that has moved to the Arkansas farm in search of the American dream.
The New Yorker has released a new documentary exploring the life of singer Britney Spears titled Framing Britney Spears. This documentary examines the career of Spears, her legal battles, and the rise of the Free Britney movement in recent years. The Free Britney movement arose on social media out of fans' concerns that the singer is being exploited by her father and manager. Spears has been under a conservatorship, a legal process which appoints an individual as a caretaker for another adult for the past 12 years following her infamous breakdown in 2008. Framing Britney Spears is available to watch or stream on FX and Hulu.
Tulsa Art Gallery 108 Contemporary has opened its first full show of 2021 titled Facets. Facets features the work of artist Jonathan Hills, whose art consists primarily of 3D printed and mixed media sculptures. According to 108 Contemporary, Facets focuses on, quotes, the visual mechanisms of code and digital entrepreneurship of our environment. The show will be open to the public from now until March 21st. 108 Contemporary is located on Reckensley Way in downtown Tulsa.
Man, it's really sad that Chris Plummer's dead, especially with Knives Out being such a hit and everything.
I know, I was never able to see that movie, but I was really into The Sound of Music. I thought he did so well in that movie.
Oh man, I've only ever kind of watched it in band, but I'm telling you, you need to watch Knives Out. So good. But
what's it about?
It's like a murder mystery, with basically it's really convoluted and long. Just if you think Clue, it's kind of like a modern day Clue.
I love the game Clue. Well, it's so sad about all the celebrities that have died from COVID recently, just like Larry King.
Oh man, yeah. It's been pretty bad. It's been a bad couple of bad year. So.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever watch any of the movies of Larry King or his TV show?
I watched a lot of his talk show and TV show, but not really any movies. So.
Yeah, I just watched Shrek. That was the only movie I watched. All right. Well, we will see you next week, TUTV. Thank you for hanging around with us. I'm Reagan.
I'm David, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, welcome back, y'all. So, Super Bowl, that was on Sunday. What'd you do for that?
I did not have a gathering on campus because stay safe out there.
Illegal.
What'd you do?
I small group of guys, just the boys hanging out, and we just roasted the whole experience the entire time. We hated it, but that's what makes it exciting, is when you can just kind of poke fun at.
Are you a big football guy? A big football fan?
Yeah, I like to say I'm a big football fan. Yeah. I say I'm pretty into it. But most of the time we're talking about Tom Brady and his extracurricular activity.
You mean his son? You know, he has a very special relationship with his son. I don't know if any of you have seen the videos, but we're not going to talk about that because I don't want to get kicked off of TUTV. So
you may know what it is. If you know what it is, you know what we're talking about. If not, you know, hey, Google at your own discretion. That's up to you.
At your own discretion and on your own time.
Right. But that came up in conversation multiple times, of course.
What'd you think about the halftime show?
It was all right. I think The Weeknd kind of looks funny. I think he looks like funny.
He looks funny. That's taking us back to our last week's episode with Steve Buscemi. Is he that kind of funny looking?
Not that bad. Okay. But I don't know. It was all right. I miss J-Lo and Shakira though. Not gonna lie.
I think we all did. We pour one out for them. That was.
Love it. Love those. Yeah, but no, Weeknd was good. But yeah, not the best.
What was your favorite ad?
What was that?
What was your favorite commercial?
Dude, okay, hold on. I'm trying to think. Wasn't there one where like it was like the Jeep was a Jeep commercial that was like, you know, at the end it was like saying like, oh, America is united or whatever. No, it's like America reunited. That's what their slogan was, like reunited America or something like that. I'm like, that's incorrect. That's just categorically false. No. If anything, we're the most ununited as we've been in the past 30 years. I mean,
easily over our lifetime. Granted, I haven't lived in this country the entire time, but woo, I don't know, Chief.
No. Yeah, even though that last guy's gone, doesn't mean anything's changed. All right, Jeep, take it easy, buddy. All right, we're not there yet.
Take it easy. We replaced one old guy with another old guy. Not that much.
We're not united yet, and your little Jeep commercial isn't helping. So.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad we're super optimistic for the rest of this TUTV episode. And for
I'm painfully cynical.
That's why they have us hosting, right, Jack?
Yes, we represent the people. You represent the
people,
the common folk. Speaking of that, y'all, thanks for watching. We love y'all, and catch you next week.
See you guys.